So we can see right here, United States District Court for the Central District of California. United States of America versus who? Dirk Banks to the honorable courts, all parties in their counsel of record. Defendant Deandre Wilson, by and through his counsel of record, Craig A. Harbaugh, hereby applies for review of reconsideration for the November 15, 2024 detention order under 18 U.S.C. 3142 F2. This application is supported by the attached memorandum of points and authorities, the accompanying CR 88 form, and the entire record in this case. The government opposes this application. Respectfully submitted. Dated when? May the effing 21st. That would be today. AKA, let me out of here. But let's see what he's talking about. Production. In our society, liberty is the norm, and detention prior to trial is the carefully limited exception. So the court should grant Mr. Wilson's application for review and order release on conditions for three reasons. First, the government cannot carry its burden of persuasion under 18 U.S.C. 3142G. Mr. Wilson's alleged role is materially subordinate to every other charged defendant. All the alleged participants are in custody, and the alleged enterprise is dismantled. Further, that's crazy. Further, since the original detention hearing, the government has itself narrowed the allegations against Mr. Wilson, removing its specific allegation that Mr. Wilson was responsible for paying the alleged bounty for killing SR. Second, Mr. Wilson has already spent more than 18 months in pretrial custody, and the trajectory points to much longer. The government has informed defense counsel that it is considering filing supplemental charges by June 2026. The new charges would add two alleged incidents as direct evidence. Oh, shit. Including conduct the government had affirmatively withdrawn from its case in chief 3 months ago. Supplemental charges of the scope will not permit the August 20, 2026 trial date to hold, and Mr. Wilson's pretrial detention is poised to become indefinite. Third, Mr. Wilson offers a fulsome surety package demonstrating strong family support. 3 serious financial commitments combined with stringent comprehensive conditions can reasonably assure both Mr. Wilson's appearance and the safety of the community. Whoa, that's that QR code, man. Y'all know what that is, man. They said no more 5. Nah, double that. Put 10 to win. Thursday, swerve day, you feel me? Free cash, Seti Nash, man. They said 10 in your account as soon as you install that app on your phone and start playing today. Y'all know what free cash do, right? All right, we ain't got to discuss that. Go ahead and don't be an Adrian Broner, man. Don't be a hater, man. Do your thing, man. Start playing games and figure out how you can win and spin on this Thursday. I'll catch y'all with this content. So he just revealed they about to try to tie in another murder, the one I'm assuming from Chicago way back when dude showed up to the damn video shoot with Gillian Rollo when he had the money and all that shit. And it seems like they're going to try to tie that in. That's AKA the get back murder for Lil Durk's brother. So y'all sit back. We about to do some reading. I'm going to try to, quicken this up, but it sounds like we ain't going to be able to. But let's see. Roll it. So let's go ahead and get on with what we have so far seen. Procedural background. So they're just talking about what happened in the background and all this crap, right? So the government withdrew its proposed Rule 404B evidence concerning the 2022 Chicago incident at the in limine hearing. So the feds had already basically said, we're not going to use that. And y'all remember we covered that. And we was like, bruh, yeah, them saying that is crazy. But now it seems like the feds are trying to bring it back. Now, they go on to talk about bail reform and all this stuff and everything. But here's where shit gets interesting, right? Section 3142 F2 authorizes reopening at any time before trial if the judicial officer finds that information exists that was not known to the movement at the time of the hearing and has a material bearing on the detention determination. Newly available surety information bears directly on whether conditions can reasonably assure appearance. Basically said, hey, this is some new stuff that's popping out, bruh. Is it possible that we could put a bond together that'll get his ass up out of here? And then Mr. Wilson has rebutted the presumption, while the offenses charged in count 1 and 4 trigger the rebutable presumption. Mr. Wilson satisfies his light burden of production. He has produced concrete evidence that conditions exist that can reasonably assure his appearance and the community's safety, including the new surety package, family residence, and support in Illinois, the absence of any allegation that Mr. Wilson personally participated in any violence, and the dismantled state of the alleged conspiracy with every charge co-defendant non-custody on a not heavy production burden, stricken, whatever the hell, 932F2D at whatever the fuck. Anyways, that showing is more than sufficient. With the presumption rebutted, the burden of persuasion shifts back to the government. Now, obviously, the feds are going to fire back and they're going to try to destroy him because you can't let shit like this just go ahead. So it just basically goes on and talks about the first superseding indictment, right? And then it says, consider first what SS1 does. Not alleged. The government does not claim that Mr. Wilson A, placed the bounty, B, coordinated the murder, C, procured any firearm, rental, ski mask, or hotel room, drove any vehicle involved in the shooting, rode in the shooting vehicle, donned a mask, fired any weapon, participated in the shooting itself, or was present when the shots were fired or paid a bounty. What it actually does allege is far more limited. It alleges Mr. Wilson was told a coded language about a bounty, recruited others to travel to California, and text their biographical information so that flights could be booked, flew from Chicago to San Diego, traveled by car toward Los Angeles, traveled to a hotel room where TB was staying. Oh, shit. Okay. Followed and was a passenger in a white BMW that tracked TB's black Escalade, traveled to a hamburger restaurant after the shooting, and flew back to Chicago. Superseding 1 overt acts, 1, 5, 7 through 12, 7 through 21, 25 through 27, and some recruitment of 2 participants following their identifying information and presence as a passenger in a fellow vehicle. Mr. Wilson is the only charged defendant whose alleged conduct does not include ordering, financing, supplying, driving, or executing the shooting. Further, the government's charging history has changed since Mr. Wilson's original detention. The first superseding indictment, FS1, the operative changing document at his initial appearance, alleged at the direction of Defendant Banks, Defendant Wilson would pay the bounty or monetary reward and/or cause payment to be made for the killing of SR on behalf of his co-conspirators, known and unknown to the co-conspirators hired to kill TB. Yeah, that is true because there was no money paid because they actually say that. And then they probably gonna say that right here. Filed May 1st, 2025. Remove the allegation. The only remaining payment allegation is the general statement that co-conspirators known and unknown, including Defendant Banks and Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB. SS1, count 1 means. Now, SS1 does not allege Mr. Wilson paid anyone. So this narrowing is material. But we're gonna leave it right there because it really just goes on and say that they just looking for a snitch, right? The government's anticipated case against Mr. Wilson rests in a significant part on the testimony of cooperating witnesses. So here's what we know, so y'all don't got to go watch this 20-minute video that I did. The feds in their first indictment, remember the first one. The first one, and this is why we know Durk is coming home, by the way. They said that Dede got paid money and he paid everybody at a damn burger shop. That's what he said. That's what he said. So now, the second superseding indictment says that actually never happened. So the meeting at the burger shop is essentially the one where everybody got paid because we find out later on, actually, that's not true. So the feds then say, well, he promised to pay them. He promised to pay them. And the way he did it was so genius and so secretive that they were promised music opportunities with songs that they never got on. Remember, the murder was damn near 2 years afterwards. 2 years. Just want to put that out there for y'all. So the murder happened and they were supposed to be rewarded when? After 2 years? See, the feds think that y'all dumb. They just do. Bilal Esley, who is not a real head lawyer over there, that's a Trump lawyer. Trump lawyers been getting spanked. Go look at Janine Shapiro. Anybody who goes against the feds in Washington, D.C., you're more likely to win against the feds more than ever with actually Donald Trump's Janine Shapiro at the freaking helm. I just want y'all to know that. These are stats. These are facts. So there's that part. But here's where it gets stupid, right? The feds are trying to flip somebody. This is what they're hoping. They're hoping that somebody within the camp of Lil Durk that is in jail with him in LA will say, I'm sick of this shit. Give me 30 years. I'll tell on everybody. I'm going to for sure paint Lil Durk and tell y'all things that y'all don't know. Because their informants, it's two of them, their informants switched it up a couple of times. Oh, I can show you how Lil Durk set up for Quando Rondo to be shot at in Georgia. All right, well, that helps with the stalking charge. So now we have stalking in Georgia. We can at least get Lil Durk on stalking in goddamn California because the feds know that murder for hire bullshit ain't gonna work. They know that. So what the feds are hoping is to get a 10-year sentence on Lil Durk from essentially having the stalking charge. That's what they're doing. Because the state of Illinois said there's no crime there for Lil Durk. The feds looked into it originally and said there's no crime there for Lil Durk. So now we're just supposed to sit here and twiddle our effing fingers and go, well, you know what, man? Hey, yeah. And y'all want to know why y'all don't hear anything about the flights or anything anymore? You want to know why? Because when the feds initially said that bullshit, they said Durk had multiple flights. If you live in California, you might not fly directly all the way to a certain place. You will have to get on a connector. So imagine, to your surprise, if you were lied on about a crime and you had a flight and your flight actually took you from, let's say, LA to Nashville, Tennessee, and then from Nashville, Tennessee, it took you to goddamn New York. Okay. Well, that long ass, what is it, like a 4.5, 5 hour flight from LA to goddamn NY. The feds go, whoa, hold. Since he has multiple flights, that would be multiple flights instead of one direct. That means that you were planning to run away because you were trying to trigger if you had a warrant or not. Not knowing that Lil Durk is rich, so it really didn't matter. He got 35 million put up. So him saying one day I'm about to fly here and fly there doesn't make sense because if Durk was really going to flee the country, he would have fled the country when y'all took his phones at the damn Chicago, the freaking Chicago shit. What is it called? That concert that he had in Chicago. That's when the feds took all the shit. That's why they don't have any Apple anything on them. Sorry, Durk is coming home. And this is just a lame-ass, low-level reaching thing done by the effing feds to try to get somebody to turn because they know their snitches suck. Sorry, not sorry. But shout out to Dede for exposing this shit. Boy, it's about to get ugly. Y'all, let me know your thoughts on this one. Click right here to see how Chuck the Builder can't he do it? No, he can't. Click right here for that video or click right here for the playlist and I'll catch you on the next one. P.S. They lying for Chud.